Hey there, Star Wars fans, Jonesy the Mandalorian here with another entry in the Hyperspace Database. Today we're going to be talking about the cancelled Underworld Star Wars video game, Star Wars 1313. So the question of the day, what was Star Wars 1313? In early 2012, rumors were circulating that Lucasarts was going to be releasing a game that was darker than any that had come before, with the story being that it was gunning for an M rating for more adult-themed elements and story beats. The setting for the game was mainly played out in an area of a location that we are somewhat familiar with, specifically the underworld of the planet Coruscant. Coruscant, as we know, was the capital of the Galactic Republic in the prequel movies and before, and then later was the seat of the Galactic Empire, then called Imperial Center. Coruscant played a very important role in the shaping of galactic history, but we were only exposed to the surface in the Star Wars movies. This game would have focused on the Imperial era and had the player navigating the underworld metropolis of Coruscant's lower levels, specifically the 1313th level from the surface, where most of the criminal organizations on Coruscant did business. The premise of the game was that you started out playing as an unidentified bounty hunter traveling through the underworld portal to the lower levels of Coruscant, as seen in the highly viewed teaser trailer gameplay that was shown at E3 2012. The game was built to focus more on cover-based combat and physical weaponry rather than many other Star Wars games that focus on the Force abilities and Jedi. It was even said that this story would not have any playable Jedi in it, which is unlike many of the Star Wars games that we have seen as of 2020. The story would have had you play as an unknown bounty hunter to get the hang of the game, and then would put you into the shoes of a young BOBA FETT, who you would play as for the rest of the game. The gameplay video that was shown at E3 2012 was a huge hit, and production on the game was going quite well, with the game being well fleshed out, and it was rumored that many of the assets were fully completed. Unfortunately, this all came to a screeching halt in 2013, as Lucas sold the franchise rights to Disney, which led to the laying off of all the Lucasarts staff and the termination of all projects being developed at the time. This also canceled the in-development Darth Maul and Darth Talon video game, which I've done a whole other video about that you can check out right here. The project was canceled, and the trademark rights were abandoned in 2014. It was rumored that elements of this game would be considered to be featured in other Star Wars projects, but the odds of getting this game released without a massive overhaul or reimagining seems very unlikely at this point. Interestingly, we did get to see the aforementioned level 1313 featured in the last season of the Clone Wars TV show, in episodes featuring Ahsoka and her interactions with the Martez sisters. It was also seen earlier on in the show in episodes with the ARC Trooper 5s, as well as with several bounty hunters and criminal characters. While Star Wars 1313 was never published, there were quite a few great pieces that came from its development, such as a whole wealth of concept art, as well as the impressive gameplay featured in the teaser trailer released at E3. There have been some recent leaked photos regarding this project, and Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy even talked about using this theme and setting in future projects, but that interview was in December of 2015, and with the release of The Rise of Skywalker and even games like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the odds that this game will be released get more unlikely by the year, and if it were to be released, it would probably not be released as the same game that we have seen in this gameplay footage. From the gameplay demo, we see that the game itself would have played much like an Uncharted game, and some of the platforming mechanics are reflected in Jedi Fallen Order. But the fact that this game would have primarily featured a young Boba Fett in the seedy criminal underworld, there would have been an emphasis on alternative weaponry and more varied tactics to take down targets, much like the excellent game featuring Boba's father Jango Fett in the game Bounty Hunter. If you haven't played Bounty Hunter, stop what you're doing and check it out right now. That game is excellent. If you have a chance to get it digitally or play it on an older console, do it. It's totally worth it. It's one of my favorite Star Wars games. While we may never see Star Wars 1313 reach its potential or even get a release at all, it is nice to reminisce on what could have been. And who knows, with Jedi Fallen Order and even Star Wars Squadrons seeming to right the wrongs of the EA Battlefront games, we might see a game like this in the future, and here's hoping that it will be as great of a game as this one was looking to be. Want to know more about all things Star Wars? Be sure to check out my channel, my other videos, and hit those like and subscribe buttons as well as the bell to be notified every time I publish a new video. Be sure to check me out on social media, and be sure to select all notifications to never miss an episode that I publish. If you like what I do, consider heading over to my Patreon to support me there. Super special shout out to my Gold Captain level supporter Nick Sutphin. Your support is super appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this and just chat with me, because I really like talking to you guys. Thank you so much for your support, and we will see you in the next episode.